Proverbs chapter 20 and verse 4 says, "Those too lazy to plow in the right season will have no food at the harvest." Although this proverb is clear in regard to plowing and harvesting food, I believe there's also a deeper revelation we can take from it. Consider this. Earlier in the Gospels, Jesus made a very clear statement to Satan while being tempted by him at the end of a 40-day fast in the wilderness. Because Jesus was hungry, Satan took the opportunity to tempt him, saying, "If you are the Son of God, tell these stones to become loaves of bread." Without hesitation, Jesus immediately responded by quoting his own word in Deuteronomy chapter 8, verse 3. "Man shall not live by bread alone, but man lives by every word that proceeds from the mouth of the Lord." Also, later in the Gospel of John, Jesus metaphorically described himself as the bread of life, declaring himself as the ultimate source of our spiritual and eternal sustenance. Physical bread does well only to sustain a dying body that will one day return to dust. But Jesus gives us eternal life, sustaining us spiritually from the moment we're born again and throughout all eternity, never to die again. So with that being said, we should look at it in this perspective. This current life is only for a season, and what we plant here will ultimately determine the harvest of rewards we'll receive from the Lord when we make it to eternity. I think about the first letter Paul wrote to the church of Thessalonica. No matter what Paul was going through or what state he was in, whether being stoned and left for dead, in chains, prison, or shipwrecked, his heart was always for the people, laying the foundation of the gospel of Jesus Christ in their lives, which would ultimately produce in them a harvest of eternal salvation and a lifestyle of worship unto God. Paul understood the assignment, being totally committed, knowing his life on this side of eternity was only temporary. As Christians, this should be our mindset. This should be our focus. This should be our drive. A mind set on Christ and waiting on his imminent return. A focus of sharing the gospel with the hurting and dying world. A drive of running our race to the end with endurance. So don't get complacent. Take every advantage in this season of life to prepare yourselves for the harvest of eternity, that you may hear the sweet words of Christ when he says, "Well done, my good and faithful servant. You have been faithful over a few things. I will make you ruler over many things. Enter into the joy of your Lord." Thanks for watching. Like and subscribe. And remember, a proverb a day keeps you on the path of the way.